Welcome to my daily review. You're looking at the Nasdaq daily chart. Once again, my disclaimer is do your own due diligence, you're big boys and girls. And if I told you to jump off a bridge, would you do it? Absolutely not. Today we saw the Nasdaq gap higher. You can see the volume here increasing. In 2023, we've had a follow-through day on the 6th and just a bunch more additional follow-through days. Today we had heavier volume than yesterday, and this is not Aunt Sally buying, and it's not just short covering. These are institutions getting back into this market. And you could see that the some of the large cap, mega cap, whatever, tech stocks that reported this afternoon, these are the ones that drive the Nasdaq higher. Apple, you can see it cleared its 200. People think it's going to sell off and crash because of a earnings miss. I doubt if that happens. That's what this was all about, from in 2022. This thing sold off from 179 to 124 in anticipation of this. The market's always ahead. So I expect, to find support at the 200, and we'll see here as Tim Cook speaks after hours. I would not be predicting any major crashes for these mega cap tech stocks. Alphabet cleared the 200 as well. I would expect that to be support now. Once it's cleared resistance, the resistance becomes support. And Google, it's not a stock that I'm interested in owning, but you could see the 200 there, about 105 area. So we'll see if it gets back up there. Amazon, another one, pretty similar reports. This one looks like it's going to be rejected at the 200, but we'll see how it reacts tomorrow. Microsoft and Netflix reported soft numbers too, and they did not go down. In fact, they went up. And so Tesla's another one that's below its 200, but it's well off its lows and showing strength here. And it's one of those mega cap tech stocks that drives the Nasdaq, and I do not expect that one to crater either, just because of Apple and Google and Amazon. Anyway, let's take a look at some themes here. My first theme has got to be the semiconductor stocks, and you can see AMD powered through the 200, and on Wednesday today followed through with a nice gain of more than 4%. Got above this 79 area, which coincided with the 200, and so I would expect that to be supportive. It actually, makes it back down there. Semiconductor sector is so strong, and AMD ignited a rally on Wednesday, and Jay Powell threw some gasoline on that fire. And let's see, NVIDIA, which is obviously ahead of AMD because it's so far ahead of the 200 SMA. They report earnings on the 22nd, had another strong day today. Allegro Microsystems, if you bought this thing and it's up 20% within 3 weeks, that's one of the hold rules that you might want to consider as a long-term winner. This thing's making all-time highs here, so you can see Allegro is performing well. That was one that we had on our watch list at MC Stock Charts, and quite a few members got a hold of that one and are quite happy with the gains there. There's another one that I need to take a look at is STM. This one's on our watch list. It's been really strong. You can see the consolidation over 63 weeks now, and it's building that right side of the base. Strong RS here, and they don't have earnings till April. So they just had earnings, and just looking real strong, and definitely one that I'm interested in. And LSCC is another one that was on our watch list. You could see how it broke out. Tacked on more gains today, and the semiconductor space is strong. Qualcomm had another nice earnings tonight, so maybe the strength will continue tomorrow. The retail is another area that I like, and Tapestry is one that is forming this base here. Hasn't really broken out yet. I know some people would say, yeah, it kind of broke out here, but this has been in consolidation for a long time. They have earnings next week. You can see February 9th. So that's another stock that I like in the earnings space. Of course, I got to talk about ELF. People got freaked out here as it sliced its 50. It's just profit taking after a strong 2022, and then it traded up to its 50, where I was concerned because it couldn't break through that, but now it's broken through, and with earnings, it was just a pause because they had earnings ahead. formed this little tight pattern and just ramped higher today, 15% after a stellar earnings report. So congrats to the longs there. CHWY, another one that I've had on the watch list here, internet retail stock that's just kind of forming a base here, kind of like the pattern was a 49.40 here, so it's still, within actionable. So I kind of like that one. ASO, Academy Sports, this one broke out. It was on our watch list, broke out, and it's getting a little extended, but I embrace extended stocks when they pull back. It's not the end of the world. Strong stocks are going to be extended. I'm going to go to the biotech stocks. This is the medical ethical drug stock, Novo Nordisk, and they pulled back to its 50 after breaking out here, ran hard. Now after earnings, the CEO said they're going to grow sales at 20 to 30% in 2023, which would be an improvement over the 10 and 8 and 18% sales growth. So I don't know why it sold off, other than the fact it's just profit taking from this massive run. Anyway, I think that's an opportunity on Novo Nordisk. TGTX, I post this thing every day, got in long here, and it's just been ramping, and you think, oh gosh, it's extended, take some profits. So I'm going to let this one ride. I think this is going to be a big winner with the multiple sclerosis drug. That's I think it's going to do well. I'm not going to say anymore. Revance, this one is the anti-wrinkle drug that my wife wants me to get. Daxify. She says it'll turn you you look like a Shar-Pei dog, and it'll turn you into a handsome prince. So anyway, this stock has obviously been ramping. It had this massive gap higher, and not only holding its gains, but advancing. On Saturday, I'm going to discuss all these gaps higher and how they've been performing. You can see that one was up 54%, with 724% above average daily volume. And this one broke out, just running higher. So that one looks good. And I got to talk about the XBI a little bit. I haven't talked about this in a long time. XBI obviously had this COVID ramp and climaxed hard in spring of 2021, but then sold off for like 18 months and had this capitulation selling there in the middle of May, the highest week ever of selling, and then kind of rebounded with this 3 weeks tight area. And then last summer, had a rebound, but then kind of has been consolidating here. And you can see that consolidation on the daily chart. This is looking really nice here as it forms this bottom. And I think XBI could be one of the big winners in 2023 for a variety of reasons. And I'm not going to get into them there, but just be aware that XBI looks pretty strong. The oil and gas stocks, I think they're finally, Chevron announced a $75 billion buyback program, and the White House got all upset and sent them a letter. They don't have anything better to do with their money than just buy stock. It's funny that Facebook announced a $40 billion buyback program and nobody says a word. But anyway, that's just the way it goes. Hypocrisy in political arena everywhere. Anyway, Devon is another one. I think these things are cooked. I wouldn't be interested in them. The only area that I am interested is the field services and Tidewater. Made a new high yesterday, pulled back today. So I wouldn't give up on those, but that's about the only area in the oil and gas space. I think money's obviously flowing to the high tech, mega cap technology stocks, and of course some of the more speculative plays. I want to talk about a little bit about the finance credit card payment. Here's a Square breaking out of a stage 1 base here. This one looks good, but I don't believe it's the leader in the group. I like 4 here. They've kind of revamped their system here, and you can see this breakout just ramping higher. My gosh, what is this, 4 or 5 weeks in a row where it's just been trading higher? So I like 4. I also like FLYW. I know a lot of people don't like these bottoming stocks, but this is a stage 1, and I put this on our watch list, and it's been performing well. I know it's not some of your style, but this was on our watch list as well, and this one ramped, almost 7% today with volume. So I would not ignore that. It's not to be ignored. Okay, well, I'm just going to go through some random stocks. I'm trying to get in under 10 minutes. I'm sorry, the IT people say my files are too large. So, Uber, this was on our watch list, had a couple different buy points, 29.60, 31, and now it's at 33. But, you could say it's extended, but they're going to have earnings next week. And I'm thinking that their sales are going to be pretty good, but we'll see. Another stock on our watch list, the ON Holdings, and just took a breather today. I expect it to have a little resistance at 25 and form a handle. They don't have earnings until next month, but definitely one that I like. Shop is another one of those, stage ones. I'd bought at 45 or whatever. Now it's up, I don't know, what is it? I can't do the math, 20% or something. But definitely breaking out, showing strength, getting a lot of upgrades in attention from Wall Street. And the last one I want to talk about is Sanmina, my boys, Solar Brothers. Somebody said this is a Livermore shakeout +3. And, in spirit, it really is. Technically, it's not because it didn't undercut the 55.25. It was like 55.29, 4 cents. I mean, I don't get too technical. To me, it rallied through its 50. So I like that. That's so, yeah, I mean, Sanmina is it's a cheap stock. I mean, it's 3.7 billion, and they got 8 billion in sales and 34% sales growth. The only thing it doesn't have is the up down volume here at 0.7. It's just not being bought. You can see the cash flow. This is a stock that it's kind of a slow mover, doesn't get a lot of attention, trades about, I don't know, 500,000 shares a day, but one that I like. And somebody asked if this was a Livermore shakeout +3. And yes, in spirit it is. Technically it's not. But anyway, if you bought it 55 and it's up to 63, you don't care what you call it, right? Anyway, we never give up. Thanks for watching.